in the morning, I love to have some sort of scent burning, whether it's candles or incense or both. I love to start my day with a soothing scent, and here I have a Egyptian jasmine, which smells super nice. It reminds me of the incense you would smell in a cathedral. Here I am stirring up the nut milk, and the candle that is burning, it is some sort of a forest scent. It's really nice. So here is my Hola Benita cup, which I just got. And I am using Seattle's Best coffee, which I recently started using again. And I think this is Henry's blend, called Henry's Blend, which is super nice and smooth and creamy. And you know what? It's really inexpensive as well. I think, I know a bag of it is maybe $5, what you would pay for a coffee like at Starbucks. And it's so yummy and yum. So this is Seattle's Best, and you can get it at any grocery store, I believe. Here I have some greens that I have soaking in this bowl, and those are spinach and parsley, and I put them together, I think, just to save space and just to wash together, because I don't plan on cooking the greens in this pasta dish that I'm making. And I'm gonna let the noodles sort of just wilt down the greens and make them softer. The pasta dish that I'm making, I'm just sort of making it up as I go, just using what I have in the cabinet and in the refrigerator. So here are the greens, and I am making a sort of milder pasta because my stomach has been upset for a little while. So I find when I eat more actual green food, it coats my stomach. Like, I kind of think of it like chlorophyll, there we go, chlorophyll coating the lining of my stomach and soothing it. So we have some onion, garlic, scallions as well. Here we have some butter beans and olives, which I am seasoning with a little black pepper. And I believe I am... Oh, there's Stewie, my little helper. He loves to help me cook. He really just wants a handout. He thinks that I might have some chips, which he doesn't actually eat, but he just loves how they crunch. And so he will crunch a chip and completely just spit it all out on the floor until the crunch is all gone. It's really cute. So here I am, and I am seasoning some, that is some dill and some rosemary. So sort of keeping with the green theme here because of my poor belly. And the olives are meaty, and butter beans tend to be meaty, so I am looking to make a pasta dish with substance and some fat. This is probably going to be the spiciest thing I have in this dish, which is this green just because my stomach, I just needed something a little more light. And so really with this dish, it'll be nice and hearty and fatty, but it'll be really, really easy to digest fats. I think hummus is easy to digest, and the other fats that I put in that I will show you very soon. Yeah, look at my hand. I do not want to chop up my finger. The worst thing is to have a chopped finger when you are a massage therapist. Oh, that is the worst. The absolute worst. So here I have some scallions. I will quickly chop those up. I really use scallions in so much of my cooking. I just love scallions. This dish is going to have pretty bare minimum sort of spices just because of my stomach. I know Nomi will probably add some salt and maybe even some hot sauce to her dish. But in this meal, I'm not going to even add any salt. And I don't really cook with much salt anyway, just a little bit. But I'm not going to use any this time around, just like I'm not using oil, which I don't really even use anymore at all. It's very rare that I will use oil in any of my foods these days. So here we have some lovely garlic that I am smashing with my fist. I was taught this at a very early age to smash it good, hard, and rough chop it. Most of the work has already been done with the smashing part of it. I use garlic a lot as well to most of my dishes. So this pasta is going to be a sort of raw pasta, meaning the pasta is cooked al dente, and the greens that I am adding to this dish are not going to be cooked per se. They're going to be more wilted by the heat from the pasta so that I can keep much of the nutrients still. The only vegetables that I am going to cook pretty well will be the onions, the scallions, and the bell peppers. Now, like I say in so many of my videos, this is not a how-to video, it's more of a self-help. So there we have some hummus, and that is the roasted pine nuts, and looks like somebody already had a little dippy-doo. So I like really any kind of the hummuses. I like the ones that have a lot of herbs, but I'm not very picky with my hummus. But I do like to see those herbs on top. And here we have some tahini, which is ground sesame seeds. And this is going to add some of that fat that I want in this dish, that healthy fat that will make the dish, for me, be more satisfying and filling. And I'm going to put a little bit of veganese to add with the fat theme, but not much, just a little bit. So that will be the oil that I use, that veganese. And here is the greens, the spinach feels very green and juicy and healthy. So once all the juicy chlorophyll is chopped up, we are ready for the stove. My little helper. So I'm in water.
Yes.
My sweet little helper out.
I know. I know. Yes, you do. You wanna go outside?
Reminds me of when I was a kid and I would make something on the stove and I would watch it and my mom would say, "A watched pot never boils, Sarah." And she was so right. It never ever boiled. I would just watch it and I would get so bored that I would look away just for a second. And when I looked back, the water was boiling. So I always knew she was right. A watched pot, it never does boil. So there's the onions, and I'm just gonna saute the onions in the water. And I just love to water saute. I just feel like you could add as much water as you want and you just never have to worry about it. What am I doing? I'm cleaning the wall. And you just never have to worry about it. Whereas oil, every teaspoon is like, oh God, I need a little bit more. So I just don't deal with oil that much. Like, I have oil in this meal, and it's what's in the hummus. There's a little bit of soybean oil, and in the, what's the other oil? In the Veganese, there's oil, and heating it up and cooking it. I don't play like that anymore. So it takes a little longer to water saute, browning on the onions, but you can get a browning. That black pepper. I feel like the onions have been there for some time now. I am cooking those onions. So the onions and the bell pepper, those will be cooked. And I feel like raw, the bell pepper and the onions would not serve my belly well if I ate them raw. I feel like they need a good saute just to sort of soften the cellulose and make it more easy to digest. So those suckers are getting some cooking done. Some yummy of the flavor.
No. No.
So there's the peppers, the bell peppers. oil for the hair, and it smells so good. It's super sweet, like sweet almond oil is amazing. I am actually out of that and I haven't used it in a while. I need to get some sweet almond oil for my hair. So yeah, eating oil, not my thing anymore. I mean, I eat a little bit of oil. I'm not oil free, but a minimal amount. In this particular dish, there is 2 types of oil. There's the soybean oil, and there is the, what is the other one? Wait, what is the other one? So in the hummus, there's a little bit of soybean oil, and the tahini is sesame seeds, which are oily. There's no added oil to the tahini. And the mayo, the veganese, has oil. So this would be one of my oily days. I think it's pretty clean, oily. That made it taste like that was the tahini, which sort of has it all together. This is actually a new, I haven't done this before. Sure. So I just stuck with that at first to see how coated the noodles would be. And so you see how they're all sticking together, because I didn't use anything to separate them like an oil, and I also didn't take them out of the pot. Like that cooked them perfectly fine, al dente. And then when I drained them, I put them back. They were sitting in the drainer, so they kind of just got stuck onto themselves. But you'll see that once they hit some sauce, they quickly separate. They're gonna still keep their shape. But as you'll see, I make some sauce and all is well. Put it together. So I knew I wanted fats, I wanted carbs, and I wanted green. So here I am making a little bit more sauce on the side. With I'm not going to put any veganese, because I already feel guilty enough for putting that tablespoon in. So here's a little bit more sauce. And that will coat the remainder of the noodles quite well. Snug. Adding some more water to add noodles, and then I will be ready to add in a little foggy. It was so beautiful yesterday. This is outside. Very, very beautiful. Driving along the coast at sunset. Oh, there's the butter beans, which I loaded with herbs. And there's some olives. So 2 fatty foods right here. And a layer of green goodness that I will let the noodles sort of wilt. So the sunset was absolutely in front of the sun. It was just so magical underneath, so that they get soft. Myself, that's just how I always cook. Here we go. I assure you, my any fear of that. So they melt down really well. The greens just, well, I did chop them quite well. But you see that they're nice and soft and wilted, and I think that is a good way to do it because it doesn't. Later, here we go. Please mute now. I don't usually